All right, shalom, shalom. It's the brother Shakar here with another lesson through the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai. Before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Rakak Quadash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of the great millstone from which I learned his truth. Peace and blessings to the house of David, doing his work with all righteousness, truth, and sincerity. And I want to say shalom to the whole full elect. Shalom. All right, I'm going to start off here in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 29 and verse 11. And it reads, it says, "For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end." You see, and what's that expected end? Ultimately, to receive the kingdom. Well, we know on this side, okay, a great destruction is going to take place. Okay, a great judgment, okay, has got to come forth. But ultimately in the kingdom, okay, the expected end is that everything will be what? Righteous, you see? Verse 12, it says, "Then shall ye call upon me, and ye shall go and pray unto me, and I will hearken unto you." Now, who's doing that in this time? Okay, that's the whole full elect. Why? Because you got 2/3 of our own people right here in so-called America, okay, that they're not doing that. Okay, they're taking heed, okay, to what they've been taught, okay, of this world. You see, they're worldly. It says, "And you shall seek me and find me when you shall see for me with all your heart," meaning with all your mind. Hey, because you got to put everything into this. Okay, you can't have one foot in and one foot out, man. It says, "And I will be found of you, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai, and I will turn away your captivity, and I will gather you from all the nations and from all the places where I have driven you, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai," because we've been scattered, okay, to the four corners of the earth, okay, but chiefly, okay, right here in so-called America, Babylon the Great, okay, North America, okay, the Western Hemisphere. It says, "And I will bring you again, see, into the place whence I caused you to be carried away captive." Okay, and that's back to our homeland, okay, Israel, Jerusalem. It says, listen, "Because ye have said, the Lord Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai has raised us up prophets, see, in Babylon." Now, okay, at that time, okay, that was a physical Babylon, okay, but now we're in spiritual Babylon, okay, Babylon the Great. You see, and the Lord has raised up his men again, to what? To bring out this word, man, to bring out this truth, to sound the alarm, to blow the trumpet, okay, to give warning. Let me go here to, because right now, okay, right here in so-called America, okay, as the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom, okay, you have Judah, okay, and Israel, okay, being oppressed together. Let me grab that. That's Jeremiah chapter 50. Actually, you know what? Let me get this. Let me go to the blue letter. I want to get verse 34 in the NLT. So let me go to Jeremiah chapter 50. And let's go to verse 33. And I'll read that. I'll read verse 33 in the King James Version. This is Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 33. And it reads, it says, "Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai of hosts, the children of Israel, the northern kingdom, see, and the children of Judah were oppressed together." And that's the southern kingdom. It says, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. Because right here in so-called America, Babylon the Great, okay, in the hands of our enemies, okay, which the enemy right now at this time, that's Esau, man. Now, all these nations are our enemies, okay, but who's that chief enemy? Okay, that's the Edomites. See, we're in their hands. Okay, they didn't tell us, okay, who we are as a people. They haven't told us, okay, the true name of the Father Yahweh and the true name of the Son Yahushai. Okay, they haven't told us that we are, okay, the children of the Lord, man. Instead, what they've divided and they've conquered. Okay, they put, okay, our people, okay, against one another. You see, so we're here being oppressed, man. Okay, because the last time we were together in oppression, okay, was in the hands of the Pharaoh, man. You see, now there was a time where under King Solomon, okay, where where King David, okay, he forwarded a time, okay, of roughly 40 years, okay, of peace. Okay, that's the last time we were together. Okay, but we were what in the position of power, you see. But the last time we were oppressed together was during the time of the captivity of Egypt in the hands of Pharaoh, man. You see, because ultimately we've been led here, okay, together as a people, okay, for this last captivity, okay, for correction and for judgment. And again, that's Judah, which is the southern kingdom, and Israel, which is the northern kingdom. And again, these devils, okay, they refuse, okay, to let us go. They're not telling us again who we are. Okay, they're not telling us that we truly belong, okay, to the living power. But watch, verse 34 says this. It says, but the one who redeems them, see, is strong. His name is the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai of heaven's armies. He will defend them and give them rest again in Israel. See, I'm reading this in NLT. So ultimately, okay, that's the deliverance, going back to our homeland. It says, but for the people of Babylon, there will be no rest, because the destruction is coming. You see, and that destruction, okay, that's for our enemies. Okay, beginning with Esau. Okay, the other nations, and right now in this time, even 2/3 of our own people, because only the elect, okay, will be delivered, okay, when the Lord returns. But ultimately, all Israel is going to be saved, okay, because they're going to have to come back to the loins of the elect. You see, but again, the Lord is going to bring a mighty destruction, man. Okay, a great judgment is coming to so-called America, Babylon the Great. And that's the warning, okay, that's being given, okay, by the men of the Lord, okay, the men that the Lord has set up, okay, to again bring you this truth. Let me jump up. I'm gonna jump up to verse 1, and I'm gonna read it in the NLT. This is Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 1, and it says, well, the subheading says a message about Babylon. It says the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai gave Jeremiah the prophet this message concerning Babylon and the land of the Babylonians. Now, this is not talking about, okay, ancient Babylon, okay, where Nimrod, okay, was in the position of power, okay, and this is not talking about the Neo-Babylonian, okay, time period, okay, where you had Nebuchadnezzar ruling, okay. Ultimately, that kingdom went down, okay, when you go into that's Daniel the 5th chapter, the latter end of it, Daniel the 6th chapter. Okay, when you go into it, there was no destruction, because as you read down, it's going to tell you that this place is going to be totally desolate. Okay, it's going to be destroyed like Sodom and Gomorrah. That didn't happen, okay, to ancient Babylon or the Neo-Babylonian time period. So this is speaking about a new Babylon, a different Babylon. Okay, Babylon the Great. Okay, which right now, okay, this is what we're in. So-called America is Babylon the Great, and the correct message, okay, has to be brought forth. Matter of fact, let me grab this, and I'll stay in the NLT. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, and I'm gonna start at the top. It says, in the subheading says, in the King James, it says, the Most High answers the prophet. It says, I will climb up to my watchtower and stand at my guard post. There will I wait to see what the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai says and how he will answer, see my complaint. Because right now you have the men of the Lord, okay, they're sighing and crying, okay, for all the abominations done in the midst thereof, okay, for all the wickedness, okay, all the wrongdoings, okay, everything that we see, okay, as men of the Lord, okay, that's backwards, upside down. You see, nothing is righteous, man. It says here, it says the Lord's second reply, because when you go to the first chapter, okay, Habakkuk was complaining about the wickedness, okay, and the Lord told him, hey, well, I'm going to raise up, okay, these Babylonians, okay, to bring correction, to bring judgment. Because why? Because our people, okay, as a nation, okay, are very wicked, you see? So the Lord had to bring a correction, you see? So, Habakkuk is complaining and says, well, are you going to destroy all of us? Because again, we're wicked. You see, in Ezekiel, the 9th chapter, it says the same thing. Ezekiel saw the destruction. And he said, Lord, are you going to do away with the whole house of Israel? Because again, our people are wicked, man. We've been wicked and we continue to be wicked. You see, but the Lord, again, has raised up a remnant, okay, to come out of the ways of the world, okay, to do the things that are right to the best of their ability. So the Lord is giving his second reply here to Habakkuk. It says, again, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai, second reply, it says, then the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai said to me, says, write my answer plainly, see, on tablets. It says, so that a runner can carry, listen, the correct message to others. So if there's a correct message, that means that the rest of the messages, okay, they're incorrect. You see, that's why this vision has to be made plain, okay, and written upon tables, man, so that the people can hear, okay, so that the correct message, okay, goes forth. You see, and the Lord, again, has set up his men to bring out this correct message. So let's go back to Jeremiah. Chapter 50, and I'll just start at the top again. And I'm going to read it in the NLT. And again, the subheading says, a message about Babylon. It says, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai gave Jeremiah the prophet this message concerning Babylon, see, and the land of the Babylonians. Again, this is speaking about a new Babylon, Babylon the Great. It says, this is what the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai says, tell the whole world and keep nothing back. It says, raise a signal flag to tell everyone that Babylon will fall. You see, and that's standard, is truth. You know, the Lord said to publish it, to conceal it not. It says, listen, her images and idols will be shattered. Her gods, Baal and Marduk, will utterly be disgraced. Because that's what the Lord's going to do, man. When he comes back, he's going to destroy all these idols. Okay, so-called Jesus the Christ, that's an idol, man. That's the modern day, okay, Baal or Baal. You see? And that's all going to be done away with. Okay, whatever our people are worshiping, whether it be Jesus the Christ, okay, or Allah, Buddha, it doesn't matter. Okay, those are no gods at all. See, they're just idols, man. It says, for a nation will attack her from the north, see, and that nation is Russia. It says, and bring her such destruction that no one will live there again. It says, everything will be gone, both people and animals, see, will flee, man. So there's not, I mean, that means they're going to depart. Okay, there's going to be nothing here, man. Okay, this is going to be a dwelling place, okay, for the desert creatures, okay, for those unclean animals once that fire, okay, burns itself out. You see? And that's the warning, man. See, and the men of the Lord, okay, that the Lord has set up are telling you these things. Listen, but there is a hope. Right here, the subheading says, hope for Israel and Judah. It says, in those coming days, said the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai, the people of Israel will return home together with the people of Judah. They will come weeping and seeking the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai, their power. See, right now that's being done, spiritually. But ultimately, there's going to be a physical, okay, deliverance. See, and that's what we're waiting upon. See, and that's what the men of the Lord have been set up to do, man, is to bring the correct message, that a deliverance is coming. But also with that deliverance, okay, there's going to be a destruction. Okay, balance, man. The Lord, okay, is about balance. It says, then will he ask the way to Jerusalem, see, and will start back home again. It says, they will bind themselves to the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai with an eternal covenant, see, that will never be forgotten. See, and that's going into ultimately that new covenant, okay, receiving those new bodies. You see, having the law, statutes, and commandments in our inward parts, okay, not having the ability to sin ever again. Because in the kingdom, okay, ultimately it's going to begin with the elect, okay, but then all Israel, okay, there's going to be eternal life, man. The wages of sin is death. There's going to be no more sin, so no more death. Listen, it says, my people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds had led them astray. See, and that's going into these so-called churches and even these false prophets in Israel, man. Okay, not telling you the correct message. Okay, giving you falsehoods. It says their shepherds have led them astray and turned them loose. See, in the mountains. See, the governments. Okay, wherever we have been scattered to. It says they have lost their way and can't remember how to get back to the sheepfold. It says all who found them devoured them. See, that's going into all these nations, okay, especially in today's captivity under the Edomites. It says their enemy said, we did nothing wrong in attacking them, for they sinned against the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai, their true place of rest and the hope of their ancestors. Because they understand and know, that when we sin against the Lord, the Lord turns his face away from us. You see, but again, the Lord has raised up a remnant, man, to do the right thing, okay, to walk in the correct way. Again, it's only going to be to the best of our abilities, because right now, okay, we're in the flesh. But nonetheless, the Lord is with his people, man, okay, those of the hopeful elect. It says, but now flee from Babylon, leave the land of the Babylonians like male goats, see, and the head of the flock. It says, lead my people home again. See, and how is that happening? Are we going to go in ships? Are we going to get on planes? No, this has to begin, okay, spiritually, okay, by leaving, okay, this world behind, man, okay, by loving not the things of the world, man. Although, we got to do things, okay, but we got to depart, man. As the scripture says, depart, for this is not our rest. You see, and there's got to be, okay, those that lead, and the Lord has said of men, okay, to lead. Let me grab this. That was Jeremiah 50, and let me see. That was Jeremiah 50 and 8. What I did, I went to the Bible Hub, and right here it says, I'm just going to get to the point. It says cultural and practical aspects. It says in the pastoral context, listen, the male goat, okay, or the he goat or buck leads the flock, providing protection and direction. Okay, now what's the protection and direction? Okay, this truth, man. It says this leadership is crucial, see, for the survival and productivity of the flock. Say, as the male goat's presence helps maintain order and ensures the propagation, see, of the herd. It says the role of the male goat is leading the flock can be seen as a reflection of the broader societal norms where men were often the leaders, see, and protectors, see, of their families, see, and communities. You see, that's why the Lord has chosen men. Okay, does not the scripture say in Proverbs the 8th chapter, unto you men I call? Okay, it also tells us what in matter of fact, let me grab it. That's Ezekiel 34. Let me see. And I believe it's the last couple verses. Let me get to it. Yeah. Ezekiel 34 and 30 says, thus shall they know that I, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai, their power, am with them, and that they, even the house of Israel, see, are my people, saith the Lord power. It says, and my flock, it says, and my flock, the flock of my pasture, see, are men, and I am your power, saith the Lord power. So again, it says the flock of my pasture are men. Matter of fact, let me get this real quick. I want to get this. It says, of my pasture. That's H4830. Make sure I can play it. All right.
Strong's H4830. Mer'ith.
Right. And the outline of biblical usage says pasturing. Pasture, sheep herding. Pasturing, sheep herding. Now what I want to do is I want to get that word. I'm going to go ahead and define that word, sheep herding. Well, the dictionary, it's the common dictionary, it says the tending of sheep, see, as a shepherd. Let me see. Right here, it says, what is the biblical definition of sheep herding? Listen, in the Bible, sheep herding means leading, protecting, and providing, see, for a flock. See, and the Lord is doing that again, see, through his men. Matter of fact, let me grab this too. That's, and the Lord has always done this. That's, let me see. It's lock, yeah. 2nd Esdras, chapter 1. And let me see. I'm going to go ahead and start in verse 38. It says, "And now, brother, behold what glory, and see the people, see that come from the east." You see, and that's where we came from, man. We came from Israel, from Jerusalem. Again, the northern kingdom first, okay, and then the southern kingdom, okay, right here in so-called America, okay, to be oppressed together, okay, to receive correction, punishment, again, for what? For sinning against the Lord. It says, listen, unto whom I will give for leaders. You hear that? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It says, Oseas, Amos, and Micheas, Joel, Abadias, and Jonas, Nahum, and Habakkuk. It says, Sophonius, Agaius, Zachary, and Malachi. It says, which is also called an angel, see, of the Lord. Yeah, so these are all prophets, man. Okay, Abraham, Isaac, okay, Jacob, Hosea, which is Hosea, Amos, see, and Micah is Micah, okay, Joel, Abadias, okay, Obadiah. It says, and Jonas, says Nahum, and Habakkuk, which is Habakkuk. So Zophanias, okay, Zephaniah, Agaius, okay, Haggai, Zachary, Zechariah, see, and Malachi, which is Malachi, man. It says, which is called also an angel of the Lord. Okay, so the Lord has always set up men, man, to lead. See, and that's what the Lord is doing today, man. He's leading, okay, the flock, okay, through his men. You see? And there is a correct message, okay, that's being brought forth. So let me go back. Let me go back to Jeremiah 50. Just wanted to make that point. Let's see, I don't need that anymore. All right, let's go back to Jeremiah 50. And we'll read verse 8 again. And it says, see, but now flee from Babylon. Again, we're not going to do that by ship, by airplane. No, it's through spiritually, okay, mentally, okay, coming out of the ways of this world. It says, leave the land of the Babylonians like male goats, see, and the head of the flock, which is what the leaders, man, the prophets, the men that the Lord has set up. It says, lead my people home again. See, and that's how the Lord is using, okay, his men, man, to lead the elect, okay, out of this wicked world, man. Okay, to lead the elect, okay, out of the ways, okay, of so-called America, Babylon the Great, okay, and from the rest of the pollutions, okay, of the world. It says, for I am raising up my army, see, of great nations from the north. Speaking again about Russia, it says they will join forces to attack Babylon. See, the scripture tells us what Ezekiel 38, that he shall be a guard unto them. So you're going to have all these nations, okay, that are going to join together, okay, with Russia to what? To do this. Listen, and she will be captured. It says the enemy's arrows, see, will go straight to the mark. See, they will not miss. The arrows speaking about what? The nuclear missiles, man. Okay, they're not going to miss, man. They're going to destroy so-called America. Listen, it says Babylonia will be looted, see, until attackers are glutted with loot. I, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai, has spoken. Ultimately, okay, that's going to be the complete destruction, okay, of so-called America, man. And again, that's the warning. Okay, that's the message, okay, that's being brought forth again, okay, through the men of the Lord, man. See, the Lord has set up his men, okay, to lead. So that's why it's time, to listen, man. You got to listen to the correct message. Come out of the ways, okay, of these so-called churches. Come out of the ways of these false leaders in Israel, man. Okay, that are not telling you the truth. You see, they're bringing forth falsehoods. Let me grab this. This is Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 15. And it says, and I will give you pastures, listen, according to my heart. So according to what? The mind of the Lord, who shall feed you, listen, with knowledge and understanding. You see, because before, okay, we had this truth, okay, we didn't have the understanding. You see, we didn't really know. Okay, we thought we were a so-called black, so-called Mexican, and so-called Puerto Rican, so-called Native American. Okay, so on and so forth. Okay, we didn't know. But the Lord, well, let's go real quick to the book of Acts, the first chapter. Because at one time we knew, and this is speaking about the disciples, but we knew as a people. But now what he told Jeremiah, what in Jeremiah 17 says, even thou, even thyself, okay, will discontinue from thy heritage. Meaning the Lord was going to take it away from us because he had to send us here to so-called America, okay, the land of the north, again, to be punished, to be corrected. See, and ultimately, there's going to be a deliverance and there's going to be a destruction. So let me go real quick to Acts, the first chapter, and let me go to verse 6. See, it says, when they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again, see the kingdom to Israel? You see, so again, we knew as a people, this again is speaking about the disciples, but we knew, okay, that the kingdom belonged, okay, to Israel, to the Israelites. He didn't say without again restore the kingdom to the whole wide world. No, this is only for one people, man, the Israelites. It says, and he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons which the Father hath put, see, in his own power. It says, but you shall receive power. After that, the Holy Spirit is come upon you, and ye shall be witnesses unto me, both in Jerusalem and in Judea and in Samaria and into the uttermost part of the earth. You see, and there's no history, okay, where the disciples came to the uttermost part of the earth, which is right here in so-called America, man, the fourth part of the world, okay, which was also known as the uttermost part of the earth. Okay, there's no history of that because that's happening now, man. See, again, the Lord has raised up his men. Ultimately, he says what in Revelation, the 18th chapter, is going to be a reward. Let me grab that. Revelation chapter 18. Let me see. Yeah, in verse 20, it says, rejoice over her, thou heaven, see, and ye holy apostles, see, and prophets, for the Most High have avenged you on her. See, and that's going to happen when this place goes down, man. Okay, why is the Lord saying, to rejoice, you holy apostles, you prophets, okay, and thou heaven? Because that's speaking about, okay, the elect first and foremost, okay, because why? Because the prophets are back. Okay, the prophets are back to warn, okay, the elect of what's coming, okay, to give understanding, okay, that the Lord's getting ready to set up, okay, his kingdom. Listen, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea. Okay, speaking about the missiles. Okay, World War III, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down and shall not be found no more at all. Again, this place is going to be totally destroyed, man. Okay, that's the reward, okay, that's coming, man. Okay, to first and foremost, okay, to the prophets, okay, that the Lord has set up, okay, to speak this truth, okay, but then to all the elect, okay, ultimately to all Israel, okay, when the kingdom gets established. Again, because the men have been set up by the Lord, okay, they're back again. Matter of fact, let me grab this. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 32. Yeah, and it says, and the spirits, see, of the prophets are subject to the prophets. Meaning, if you're a prophet, okay, back in other times, okay, you're going to come back to be a prophet again today. See, and you see that. You see the men, okay, bringing out this word, okay, giving warning. Okay, not everybody's doing that, man. You see, there's a particular group of men, okay, that are bringing forth the truth, okay, that are telling you the right things, okay, that are moving the right way. Why? Because they're back in their lot. Matter of fact, let me grab this real quick. I'll come back because I want to get verse 33 too. Let's go to the book of Daniel, because he even told Daniel that in the end of the days, he was going to be back in his lot. Daniel chapter 12 and verse 13, it says, but go that way till the end be. See, right now, okay, people would agree, hey, we're at the end. You see everything that's going on. It says, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot, see, at the end of the days. So again, if Daniel, well, see, again, Daniel was a prophet. So that means he's going to come back in his lot as a prophet. Okay, whether Daniel's in the spirit world right now, okay, or he may be among us today. We don't know who he is. Okay, but if the scripture says he's gonna stand in his lot, okay, meaning he's probably back. Okay, you see, and he's doing exactly what he's always done. Okay, preach his word. Okay, bring forth the truth of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yoshai. So let me go back to 1 Corinthians 14, and I'll read verse 32 again. See, and it says, and the spirits of the prophets, are subject to the prophets. It says, for the Most High, listen, it's not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all the churches, of the saints. So the men of the Lord, they're not going to be bringing out confusion. They're not going to be telling you, hey, we don't know the name of the Father, which is Yahweh. We don't know the name of the Son, which is Yahweh Shai. Okay, we don't understand what the mark of the beast. No, the Lord wasn't going to leave that just to what? To chance, man, which there's no such thing as chance. Okay, everything has been predetermined by the Lord. Okay. So if we're at the end of the days, would you not understand and believe that the Lord has set up men, to tell you these things? Okay, to give you the true names of the Lord, to tell you, that troubles are coming, Jacob's trouble. Okay, this man's going to bring in a device, the mark of the beast. Okay, World War III is on the way. Destruction is coming. Okay, but with that also deliverance. Okay, is not the Lord just? Of course he is. So it's only right, that the Lord is going to set up men, to bring these things out, man. You see, most people don't understand or they don't believe, that the Lord has done these things. There's no such thing as reincarnation, because they don't understand, man. When regeneration or reincarnation, it's all in the scriptures. Matter of fact, let me grab this. This is 2nd Esdras, chapter 14 and verse 35. See, it says, for after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again. And then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared. Because the 2/3 are always going to be the 2/3. You see, they've always been that. Okay, you have the Sodomites back in Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, what are they part of today? Okay, the alphabet agenda. Okay, that's the lot, man. They're doing the same thing. Okay, they've always done. You see, and it goes the same for the men of the Lord, man. Okay, those that are bringing forth this truth. Okay, giving you the correct message. This is what they've always done. Again, the spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets. And again, the Lord is just. He wasn't just going to leave, the people or Israelites, in the end of the days, and not give them understanding, not give them wisdom. No, the Lord was going to do it, through his men. Okay, the Lord's not going to come down here himself and tell you what happened the last time. Well, let me grab that. Let's go to Exodus chapter 20. And let me see. Verse 18. It says, and all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. And they said unto Moses, speak thou with us, and we will hear, but let not the Most High speak with us, lest we die. So the Lord's not going to come off his throne, man, and tell you personally. See, that's why the Lord is using his men. Let me keep reading. It says, and Moses said unto the people, fear not, for the Most High is come to prove you, and that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not. And the people stood afar off, and Moses drew near unto the thick darkness where the Most High was. And the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yoshai said unto Moses, thus thou shalt say unto the children of Israel, ye have seen that I have talked with you, from heaven. See, and that's how the Lord is speaking through his men today, man, through the Spirit. Okay, and through the Spirit, this message is being relayed, to the people. Okay, but most they don't want to take heed. So right now is the time to listen up. Okay, because ultimately we don't know how much time we got left. Okay, any day all hell can break loose. You see, and then things are gonna go fast, man. Things are gonna go so fast they're gonna make people's heads spin. And this devil's gonna come down with great wrath, man. Okay, people are going to be begging, okay, for that mark. You see, but the elect, okay, they're not going to take it. You see, and those that take it, hey, your path is what? It's destruction. Okay, there's no getting out of it, man. So again, this warning's got to come forth, man. But ultimately, everybody's just doing, okay, what they're supposed to do. Okay, like the Lord, what did He tell the Pharisees? Fill up the measures of thy cups. See, the 2/3, they're doing 2/3 shit. You see it, and those of the elect or the hopeful elect, okay, are doing what they're doing. They're believing. You see it, and the prophets, okay, they're prophesying. Again, they're bringing out the correct message. Matter of fact, let me grab that. This is Matthew chapter 23 and verse 29. It says, "Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because you build the tombs of the prophets, say, and garnish the sepulchres of the righteous." It says, "And say, if we had been in the days of our fathers, we would have not been partakers with them, see, in the blood of the prophets." Okay, so you have the wicked Pharisees and the wicked scribes saying, if we were back then, hey, we wouldn't kill the prophets. But this is what the Lord going to tell them. It says, "Wherefore you be witnesses unto yourselves that ye are the children of them which kill the prophets." It says, "Fill ye up then the measure of your fathers." Basically, hey, you are your fathers. So do what you always done. It says, "Ye serpents, you generation of vipers, how can you escape the damnation of hell?" Now, this speaking about a literal hell that's under the earth, it's going to burn forever and ever and ever. No, there's no such thing, man. This is speaking about, okay, the destruction, okay, the punishment, okay, that's coming upon so-called America, Babylon the Great. It says, "Wherefore, behold, I send unto you prophets and wise men and scribes, and some of them you should kill and crucify, and some of them you should scourge in your synagogues and persecute them, see, from city to city." And they did that. It says, "That upon you may come all the righteous blood shed upon the earth, from the blood of righteous Abel and to the blood of Zacharias, son of Barachias, whom you slew between the temple, see, in the altar." Okay, from A to Z, man. Okay, why? Because these men, these wicked men, okay, they've always did what they did. Okay, fill up the measure of your cups. Okay, the same way you got wicked people doing what they've always done. Okay, wickedness. Okay, you have the men of the Lord doing what they've always done. Okay, bring out this word, bring out this truth, man. You see? So again, right now is the time to listen up. It says, "Verily I say unto you, all these things should come upon," listen, "this generation." Hey, that generation passed. So what is that telling you? That same generation, okay, is back here today. You see, because we're at the end, man. We're at the end of the end. It says, "O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets and stonest them which are sent unto thee, how oft would I have gathered thy children together, even as a hen gathers her chickens under her wings, see, and ye would not." Okay, they don't listen, man. Okay, the same thing today, man. Our people do not listen. It's the same generation, man, doing the same bullshit they've always done. Listen, "Behold, your house is left unto you desolate." Okay, and that's what's coming, man. This place is going to be destroyed, man. Okay, ultimately in 70 AD, Jerusalem, okay, was made desolate. Okay, it was sieged, okay, by the Roman Empire. Okay, but now in today's time, this place is going to be made desolate, man. So-called America. It's going to be destroyed utterly. Okay, it's going to be a place, again, for the unclean animals, man. Okay, the foul creatures. Okay, again, once that fire burns itself out. It says, "For I say unto you, ye should not see me henceforth, till ye should say, Blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord." You see, and that's going to be when the Lord, okay, comes back to bring that deliverance. Okay, but with that deliverance, he's also going to bring destruction. You see, and that's the warning, man. That's the warning that's being brought out. Okay, that this is the truth, man, the true truth. Okay, that again, that the men are telling, okay, the people, okay, through the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. But let me grab this. This is 2 Chronicles chapter 36 and verse 16. It says, "But they mocked the messengers of the Most High." Let me see. Do I want to read up? Yeah, I'm going to start at verse 15. Salakia. It says, and the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai, power of their fathers, sent to them by his messengers, rising up betimes and sending, because he had compassion on his people and on his dwelling place. And so the Lord has compassion, man. Again, why do you think the Lord has set up his men today? Because of his compassion. He wasn't just going to leave Israel, man, in confusion. Okay, and again, that begins with the elect. You see, but everybody got to hear it, even the 2/3, man. But this is what the 2/3 are doing. It says, but they mocked the messengers of the Lord and despised his words. See, and misused his prophets until the wrath of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai arose against his people till there was no remedy. And today there's going to be no remedy in this time, man. Okay, nothing's going to stop that destruction, man. It's coming. You see, and it's going to be the Lord that's going to bring that evil. Let me grab this. This is the book of Amos, which is just bad times. Evil is bad times, and bad times are coming, man. This is Amos chapter 3, and I'm going to start on verse 6. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city? And what's a trumpet? That's the warnings. And the people shall not be afraid? You see, yeah, people are afraid, but they're not afraid for the right reasons. Okay, that's why they were, last month, what were they doing? Waiting upon a rapture. Okay, which didn't come, man. No, Jesus the Christ came. You see, because there's no such thing, man. It's Yahweh Shai. He is the deliverer. You see, he's coming. Okay, but the prophecies got to come forth first, man. You see, the mark of the beast got to come, okay, and be set up, okay, before the end comes, man. Okay, Jacob's troubles got to come. Okay, all these things got to come. See, and then the Lord's going to return. He's going to return again to bring deliverance and bring destruction. Again, total balance. It says, shall there not be evil in the city? And the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai had not done it? Yeah, he's done it, man. Okay, the Lord is bringing it, man. You see? And he says, I create the light and darkness. Matter of fact, let me grab that real quick. That's Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 7. And it says, see, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai, see, do all these things. Hey, so this is the Lord doing it, man. But again, the Lord wasn't going to leave, okay, Israel in confusion, man. You see, that's why 2/3, okay, they got to hear it. Okay, the hopeful elect, they got to hear it. Okay, but everybody's going to do, okay, what they've always done, man. Everybody's in their lots. See, and that includes the prophets. Okay, again, the prophets have been raised up again, okay, to give the warning, okay, to bring out this word, to bring out this truth. Let me go back to Amos. And I'll read verse 6 again. Amos 3 and 6. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city and the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai have not done it? Listen, surely the Lord power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret, listen, unto his servants the prophets. You see, so the Lord, he's revealing these things, man. You know, he's revealing this truth. Okay, he's bringing the warnings and he's using his men. Let me grab this. This is Hosea. Let me see here. I want to grab this in the NLT, I believe. Hosea chapter 12 and verse 10. Matter of fact, I'll grab this in the King James Version. It says, I have also spoken, listen, by the prophets, and I have multiplied visions and used similitudes, see, by the ministry of the prophets. Okay, so the Lord, he's always used his men. Okay, the same as today. Let me jump down real quick to verse 13. I'll read this in the NLT. It says, then by a prophet, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai brought Jacob's descendants, see, out of Egypt. Okay, and who was that prophet? It was Moses. It says, and by that prophet, they were protected. Because ultimately, Yahweh Shai was there, man. Yahweh Shai, okay, was with them. Matter of fact, let me grab this real quick. This is 1 Corinthians. I'll just grab it in the King James. This book of 1 Corinthians. chapter 10, and I'm going to start at the top. It says, moreover, brethren, I will not that ye should be ignorant, how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea, and were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea, and all did eat the same spiritual meat, and all did drink the same spiritual drink. For they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock, he was the anointed, proving that, hey, this is only speaking about Israelites. You see, and the Lord Yahweh Shai, okay, he was with us in that time. It says, but with many of them, the Most High was not pleased, for they were overthrown, see, in the wilderness. See, and we're in that wilderness again, man. And the Lord is not pleased, okay, with so many of our people, man. Two-thirds, okay, two-thirds as a matter of fact right here in so-called America. I'll keep reading. It says, now these things, see, were our examples to the intent that we should not lust after evil things, see, as they also lusted. It says, neither be ye idolaters, as were some of them. As it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. And they were doing all kinds of abomination. It says, neither let us commit fornication, as some of them committed, and fell in the way 23,000. So 23,000 fell, man. See, neither let us tempt the anointed, okay, which is Yahweh Shai, and some of them also tempted, as they were destroyed of serpents. It says, neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured and were destroyed, see, of the destroyer. It says, now all these things happened unto them, listen, for examples. It says, and they are written for our admonition, meaning our warning, upon whom the ends of the world are come. You see, because right now, hey, we're at the end of the age, man. Okay, we're at the end of Esau's rulership, you see? And so the Lord gave us examples, man. You see, he gave us the understanding, okay, of what's getting ready to come. And the Lord is using his men, okay, to bring these things out. All right, so let me go back. Let me go back to Hosea, and I'll read 12 and 13 again. It says, then by a prophet, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai brought Jacob's descendants out of Egypt, and by that prophet they were protected. It says, but the people of Israel have bitterly provoked the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, so their Lord will now sentence them to death in payment for their sins. You see, that's why two-thirds got to go, man. They're not going to make it because they're not listening up. They're not taking heed. Ultimately, okay, that's their lot. But we don't know, okay, who's the elect and who's not the elect. Okay, now, you know, the elect, okay, or the hopeful elect, okay, they're moving in a certain manner. Okay, and so are the two-thirds, man. Okay, just look around. Okay, you can see hey, how these people are moving. You see, so there's going to be no excuses, man. You know, the Lord is giving warning, okay, through his men. Let me grab one more. Let me go to Ecclesiasticus, and I'll close out with this. Ecclesiasticus. Or Sirach, chapter 36, and verse 9. And it says, let him that escaped it be consumed by the rage of the fire, and let them perish that oppress the people. See, and who's oppressed the people? Okay, Esau. Okay, the Edomites, along with the other nations. Hey, they're going to go down, man. It says, smite and sunder the heads of the rulers, see, of the heathen, that say there is none other but we. See, and that's the mindset that they have, man. Okay, I am. Okay, I'm a lady forever. You see? I am no widow. Hey, this is what they think in their minds, man. Their houses shall continue forever. See, this is their mindset, man. They think that they're going to stay in their blessing. Okay, and this is, you know, speaking about Esau, but even these nations, okay, they understand that this place is fallen. You see, but they all think they're going to have some type of rulership. You see, but the only ruler, okay, that's coming is Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, which ultimately is going to be the kingdom. Again, it says, smite and thunder the heads of the rulers of the heathen that say there is none other but we. It says, gather all the tribes of Jacob together and inherit thou them as from the beginning. So that's going to start with the 144,000. Okay, the first fruits. Okay, then you're going to have the innumerable multitude, man. Okay, part of the elect, because Israel is the elect nation. Okay, but right now the Lord's only looking, okay, for that remnant. It says, "Oh Lord, have mercy upon the people, see, that is called by thy name, see, and upon Israel." So ultimately, the 2/3 will come back, man. Okay, they're gonna have mercy, okay, because the Lord is gonna have compassion upon all Israel. It says, "Whom thou hast named, see, thy firstborn." It says, "Oh, be merciful unto Jerusalem, thy holy city, the place of thy rest." It says, "Fill Zion with thy unspeakable oracles, and thy people see with thy glory." Again, ultimately, all Israel. It says, "Give testimony unto those that thou hast possessed, see, from the beginning, and raise up," listen, "and raise up prophets that have been in thy name." And the Lord has done that. It says, "Reward them, see, that wait for thee, and let thy prophets be found faithful." Why? Because the men that the Lord has set up, they're telling you the truth. Okay? So it's time to listen up. So with that, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'm going to close out and give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakab Kadash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of the great millstone, from which I learned this truth. Peace and blessings to the house of David, doing his work with all righteousness, truth, and sincerity. And I want to say shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom.